Welcome, yogis, to another edition of Okaiyoga, your home Hatha yoga practice. I invite you to join me on your mat, sitting up on a blanket or a block, as we prepare for today's practice. We'll be working on alternating between our shoulders and our hips today. Hope there's something for everybody in this practice. Let's make it your practice. If there's a pose that doesn't serve you, you're not ready for, maybe you just observe it in today's class. Or maybe you back off and take child's pose or wait in downward facing dog or replay the video and watch it a couple times and then start to move into the sequence, into the specific pose. So I'll take a deep inhale in through the nose. Open our mouth and sigh it out. Another deep inhale in through the nose. Feel the crown of the head float up. Release your glutes. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Deep inhale in through the nose. This time softly close our lips and exhale out the nose. Using this breath, this Ujjayi victorious breath, breathing in through the nose, exhaling out the nose. Slightly audible breath. Use this as your gauge as we move through our practice today. If you notice you're holding your breath, hyperventilating, maybe that's a message for you to back out of the pose, return to your breath. If there's a distraction that comes up in your home or here in my garden, notice it. Let it be there and turn back to our breath. So I'll take a deep inhale in through the nose, and on the exhale, let our chin lower towards or even to our chest. Inhale, start to turn our gaze towards our right collarbone, our right shoulder. Then let the chin rise up towards the sky. And get above our head, start to exhale down towards the left shoulder, the left collarbone, bringing the chin back to the chest. 2 more deep breaths like that. Inhaling right, our chin moves towards our right collarbone, right shoulder, up towards the sky, and exhale down towards the left shoulder. Inhale, chin towards the right shoulder, up towards the sky, and exhale down back towards our center. Take an inhale and an exhale here. Inhale, turn our gaze towards our left collarbone, left shoulder. Rise the chin up towards the sky, and on the exhale, the chin comes down towards the right shoulder, right collarbone, back to our chest. 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale, chin towards the left collarbone, left shoulder, up towards the sky, and exhale the chin towards the right shoulder, right collarbone, chest. 1 more time. Pausing in center, 2 more deep breaths here. Let's walk our hands out in front of us, as far away as our arms can reach, or up on fingertips, but only so far that both sits bones are still connected to the folded blanket or the block that we're seated on. Push into the ground and inhale the back of the head up towards the sky, and exhale our gaze back down towards the mat, letting our ears sink in between our elbows, between our biceps. 2 more deep breaths here. Every inhale, the back of the head floats up, and every exhale, the heart melts closer towards the mat. After these 2 breaths, maybe you'll find we can reach our fingertips even a little bit further, creating more spaciousness and extension in our spine between each vertebrae. Push into the ground, the back of the head floats up, and exhale, melt the nose, the forehead closer towards the mat. 2 more deep breaths here. Still feel that light connection of our sits bones to the blanket, to the block behind us. The next inhale, the back of the head floats up, and on the exhale, we'll take our right hand, gently grasp our left knee, and turn our gaze towards the left. Start to feel that in our left side body. Imagine our right rib cage is moving towards the left side of our mat. 2 more deep breaths here. Push into the fingertips. Feel the connection of the sits bones on the block, the blanket behind us. And on the next inhale, the right hand will float forward, back up on fingertips. Exhale, the forehead towards the ground. Inhale, push into all 10 fingers. And on the exhale, reach the left hand to the right knee, turning our gaze towards the right side of our body. Imagine our left rib cage turning towards that right side a lot. Push into those fingertips. Feel the sits bones. Have that connection to the block, to the blanket below us. 2 more deep, deep breaths here. Inhale the left hand out in front of us. Walk the hands to our center. Roll our shoulders up and back. Welcome to your practice, yogis. If you have a special intention today, want to dedicate your practice to someone who couldn't make it to the mat, now's a good time to do that. Our pranayama practice today will be Kapalabhati breathing, skull shining breath. It's a great way to work our transversus. That's that horizontal settled muscles that are below our abdominis, below the obliques. Helps us to completely empty our lungs, help us to walk straight, to support our spine from the front, supports our lower back. Place one hand in front of the navel and fake the sneeze. Achoo! You notice your navel moved away from your hand. We'll do 30 forceful exhalations. The inhales will be a reflex. We'll do a 30 count. So take a deep, deep inhale with me. Your hand can be in front of the belly if you'd like this first round. And begin. And release. Both palms back to the knees, roll the shoulders up and back. Start to feel that warmth we're creating, forcefully emptying our lungs. For round 2, to take some pressure off the top of our lungs, open up the top of our rib cage, we'll extend the hands at a 45-degree angle, the arms above us, activate all 10 of our fingers, and we'll take a deep inhale and begin. And lowering the hands down to our knees, to our thighs, roll the shoulders up and back. Sit still for just 15 seconds. Start to feel the tingling sensation across our skull, maybe across our chest. The warmth deep within our core, preparing us for our practice today. Join me in our 3rd and final round. The hands can remain on the thighs. Hands could be up like so, could be in front of our belly, whatever suits you right now in your practice today. Deep, deep inhale for the 3rd and final round. And let's begin. And relax, 15 seconds here. Softly close your eyes. Scan your body, your mind, your spirit, how you're feeling in this moment. Let's make our way to tabletop. If you have a blanket or a towel and would like that on your knees for extra comfort, by all means, you're welcome to it. We're going to meet up in tabletop. Wrist creases directly below our shoulders. You take yourself, you may notice you think you're in alignment, and I always had my wrists a little bit forward of my shoulders. So can I make an extra effort to bring them right below my shoulders so that my bones are acting like scaffolding, my shoulder joint above the elbow, above the wrist joint. Taking some of the pressure off the muscles. Spread the fingers wide. Walk the knees back, hip distance apart and slightly behind our hips. I like to tuck my toes here. We'll take 3 rounds of cow-cat, initiating the movement from our hips. So with the shoulders above the wrist crease, push into the palms, neutral spine. Then on the inhale, start to curl the sits bones up, the belly fills with air, the chest draws forward slightly up, our gaze is at the top of the mat. And on the exhale, we'll start the movement from our sits bones, curling the navel towards the spine, turning our gaze to the thumbs, below our belly, back towards our knees and our toes. Oh, if we can see our toes, let's move them out slightly so they're blocked by our thighs. Inhale, sits bone up towards the sky, belly drop, heart weights forward. Exhale, cat pose, initiate the movement from our hips. Then our mid-back, then our upper back, our gaze is back towards our knees, our shoulders still above the wrists. Inhale, sits bones curl up towards the sky, the belly drops, heart waves forward. Finding cat from the sits bones to the navel to the heart. Finding a neutral spine. Push the ground away, feel that little bit of lift. Inhale here, and on the exhale, with our arms very straight, can we lower our chest closer towards our thumbs? Inhale, puff up the back a lot, and exhale, lower down. It's like this baby modified push-up, but we're really expanding our rib cage at the top of the rib cage, creating space for the top of our lungs, activating the shoulder blades. They get close. They separate, creating mind-body connection. And through our breath, we can initiate and create these simple movements. Bring our palms slightly closer towards each other, and let's roll our shoulders around our wrists. Our hips are drawing us back, our hips are helping to propel us forward. 3 or 4 times, great exercise if you ever have carpal tunnel syndrome, tennis elbow, golf elbow, mouse elbow, circling the opposite direction. Feel the pressures as it goes across the fingertips, the base of the palm, the edge of the hands. Pausing, point the fingertips towards each other so the palms naturally get a little bit closer towards each other. Push the ground away, circle towards the right 3 times. Pushing into the palms, opening up the inner forearms, circling the opposite direction. Come to stillness. Let's bring the inner wrists to touch. The eyes of the elbows may naturally point forward. Everybody's arms is a little bit different. Can you rotate them inwards and then do little baby circles? If this is a lot of pressure, you just need to sink your hips back and take some of the weight out of your hands. You can adjust the pressure. You can adjust the intensity just by shifting the hips forward or back. Let's circle the opposite direction. Finding stillness, getting light on the hands. Let's draw the fingertips towards our knees or even very close or to the knees. This can be a lot. If you need a little bit more, if you have very open forearms, maybe you draw the fingertips away. But let's start with the palms flat. So if it doesn't feel good, if this pose doesn't serve you, you'll know it right away. So back off and just draw the fingertips closer to the knees. By drawing the hips back in space, you'll start to feel the opening, the stretching of the lower forearms, right where we connect the forearm to the wrist. A little bit goes a long way here. Don't overdo it. Point the fingertips towards the front. Let's all sit back on our heels. Shake the hands out. Play the piano. Play the bongos. Wave to your friends. Rotate the wrists one direction and the other. And we're ready to move on. Let's move through tabletop to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, we'll walk the dog, bending one knee, straightening the opposite legs. Push into the base of each palm a lot. Notice how the arms extend. Imagine your heart is melting towards your knees. Put a bend in the knees, curl the sits bones up towards the sky, then straighten the legs. The heels move towards the ground. The hamstrings move towards the back of the mat. The inner thighs are rotating towards each other. You can push into the hands a little bit more, and our hips just got even higher to this nice pyramid shape. From our downward facing dog, we're gonna inhale forward into plank, top of a push-up. We'll inhale forward, the shoulders directly above the wrists, the hamstrings lifting up, the navel, the transversus is engaged, just like in Kapalabhati breathing exercises. The heels are moving towards the back of the mat. Push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward to our plank, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. One more time, inhaling forward, awakening our shoulders, exhale back. Dropping down to our knees, child's pose, the knees are separated, big toes touch, and our heart melts down towards or maybe even to the mat. The hips are moving back towards the ankles. They may be up in the air, they may be sitting directly on the ankles. Everybody's hips, everybody's legs are different. The child's pose, Balasana, is here for you throughout your practice, in this and every class. Take it when it serves you, when you need it. Let's come up and through tabletop, making our way to plank, top of a push-up, push the ground away. Align the shoulders above the wrist. Inhale the right knee towards or even to the nose by puffing up the back, just like we did earlier. Exhale the right leg back. Inhale the right knee towards or to the right tricep. Exhale the right leg back. Inhale right knee towards or to the left tricep and back. Up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward plank, push the ground away. The left knee comes towards or to the nose. Left leg extends. Left knee towards or to left tricep. Left knee towards or to right tricep. Up and back, downward facing dog. 2 deep breaths here. Let's do one more round like that. Come forward to plank, knee to nose, right knee, right tricep, right knee, left tricep. Left knee to nose, left knee, left tricep, left knee, right tricep, up and back, downward facing dog, lower to our knees, sinking back into child's pose, Balasana. Great job, yogis. Feel the heat that you're starting to create in your own body through these simple movements, connecting our breath to movement. Go right through tabletop, up and back, downward facing dog. Walk our hands to our feet, standing forward fold, Uttanasana. The knees can be bent, the knees can be towards straight. If the hands are a little bit in front of us, it's easier to straighten the legs. Let our head hang heavy, gently nod our head, yes. Move our ears side to side, no. From here, with our feet hip distance apart, let's bend our knees a lot so that our knees can move almost or into our armpits. We'll grab opposite ankles with our hands. We'll let our head hang heavy. Take a deep inhale here, and on the exhale, we'll float the right fingertips up towards the sky for this nice twist and shoulder opener. Our gaze can be down, our gaze can be up at that top hand. Spread the fingers wide. Draw the hand above the shoulder joint. Maybe we open up by using the leverage of the left knee into the left armpit to help open on this twist. We can start to straighten the right leg. It may make it easier if the right leg is separated a little bit from the left. So the left leg is bent, the right leg is moving towards straight. Take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, bring the right hand to the left ankle. Adjust your feet. Plug our knees into our armpits. Take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, the left hand floats up towards the sky. The left leg starts to straighten. The right leg is still bent. We're using the leverage to open this twist. Open that top shoulder. Turn our gaze maybe towards that thumb. Another deep inhale here. Opening wide on the exhale. We'll bring both hands back to our feet. Place the hands in front of us. Come up on our tippy toes. Our knees are bent a lot. Maybe we hug our thighs, hug our legs, getting into this tiny little ball. Place our hands on the ground in front of our feet. Float our hips up towards the sky. Slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Circling the hands up towards the sky. Exhale our hands to our heart center. And release. Moving on, we'll take 3 Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskar A to greet our practice today. Circling the hands up towards the sky. Open the palms, the thumbs are touching because we can inhale and get even higher here, even taller. On the exhale, we're going to bend the knees, pivot at the hips, standing forward, fold, reaching down to our blocks or the ground, stepping back to plank, top of the push-up. Before we come down, let's all draw our shoulders forward of the blocks. So when we do come down, we have this nice 90-degree angle from our lower arm and our upper arm. Point our toes towards the back of the mat. Lift the right foot up, draw the right toe away from us. Lift the left foot up, draw the left toe away from us. Push into the tops of each foot so the knees float up. Drive our hips into the mat. Now imagine we're drawing the base of our palms away from us. By doing that, dragging the palms towards the back of the mat, the chest will float up into Bhujangasana, baby cobra. Draw the elbows towards the spine. Our gaze is down. We're not straining the back of the neck. Draw the heels towards the glutes. Tuck the toes. Push up and back. Downward facing dog. Turn our gaze towards our thumbs. Put a generous bend in the knees. Draw the shoulders above the wrist creases. Extend the arms. Maybe we bend the knees a little bit more with equal pressure in the balls of our feet and the palms. With straight arms, maybe we float, hop, step our feet forward, standing forward, fold, Uttanasana, halfway rise, standing fold, circle the hands up towards the sky, and exhale our hands to our heart, releasing the hands. Let's take 2 more rounds, a little bit quicker this time. You've got this. Circle the hands up towards the sky, open the palms, reach higher, pivot at the hips, halfway rise, reaching down, shoulders forward of our fingertips, lower down, slow. Draw the palms away from the fingers, floating up, cobra, elbows towards the spine, heels towards the glutes, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, draw the shoulders forward, straight, push into the hands equally, straightening the arms, bend the knees. Float, hop, walk forward, standing forward, fold, halfway rise, standing fold. Tadasana, hands to the heart, and release. Notice the heat you're creating in your body. Palms open, thumbs touch, even higher, standing fold. Halfway rise, reaching down, stepping back, shoulders forward of the fingertips, lowering down all the way. Maybe a medium cobra now. Heels towards the glute, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, draw the shoulders above the wrist crease. Float the hips up, standing forward, fold. Halfway rise, standing fold, hands to the sky and to our heart, release. We're moving on. I'm going to turn around so that my back isn't to you on this variation. Circling the hands up towards the sky, open the palms, reach higher, standing forward, fold, halfway lift. Reaching down to the ground or to our blocks, draw the shoulders above the fingertips, in front of the fingertips, lower down slow. Draw the base of the palms towards the back of the mat, elbows towards the spine, gazes down, heels towards the glutes, up and back, downward facing dog. Float the right heel up towards the sky, step forward. If you step forward with your fingers tented, it creates a little more space. Notice how much easier that is than if my hand is flat. By tenting the fingers or even putting it on a block, it creates more space for my front knee to move forward. Look back at our back leg, find a nice wide stance, and we're slowly going to rise. Let's not rise here. Let's place our right hand on the block or on the ground next to our right foot. Square the hips towards the front of the mat. Shift the weight into the right hand. Float the left fingertips up towards the sky. Another open twist here. Now draw the left hand forward. 5 big circles. And let's take the opposite direction, sending a little love and warmth and extra circulation to our shoulder joints, getting them ready for the practice ahead of us. Now with the hands on opposite side of that front foot, slowly walk the hands up to that thigh. Maybe we scoot the back leg in. Let's all bend the back leg, draw the hips down, or imagine if you had a big fancy belt buckle, the top of the belt buckle just moved up, then re-extend that back leg behind us. Front leg is bent up to 90 degrees with the knee directly above front ankle. Bend and straighten that front leg, draw the elbows towards the spine. Next time we come forward, let's pause. Can we sink so low that we really have that nice 90-degree angle here? You're welcome to stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, you can lower and raise that back knee. Notice the hips are moving up and down. If you'd really like a little bit of extra work here with the hips squared towards the front, that front leg 90 degrees, can we move the back knee without lowering the front hip? It's a lot on the glute, it's a lot on the hamstring, a lot on the quad. It's a little bit extra. Not for everybody. No big deal. Wherever you are today, it's perfect. Shine our sternum towards the sky and place the hands down, stepping back to downward facing dog. We'll float the left heel up towards the sky. And turn it around just for your visual cues. Left heel up towards the sky. Again, tenting that fingers. Left foot comes forward. Look back at the right foot with a nice wide stance. Place the left hand on a block or on the ground, and we'll open up. Nice open twist. Take the right hand, circling forward 5 times. And back. Engage that back leg, the hamstrings lifting up, the heels moving back towards the back of the mat. Framing the front foot. Slowly rise, draw the back foot in, bend the back foot a lot, curl the sits bones down, that belt buckle moves up, walk the back leg back into our high crescent lunge, bend and straighten that front leg up to 90 degrees. Pausing, finding stillness. Waiting here, maybe we lower and raise that back knee, up and down. We really want to tax the muscles here. If we've been doing this a while, if you want a little bit more, there's always someplace more we can go in your expression of the pose. With that front leg 90 degrees, maybe we lower and raise the back knee, attempting to keep the hips in the same spot. It's a lot. The glutes will burn. Shine your sternum towards the sky. Place the hands down, stepping back to downward facing dog. You can take a vinyasa here or skip it. If we're taking the vinyasa, we'll inhale forward to plank. Push the ground away. Let the shoulders come down in front of our fingertips. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Bend in the knees, hips rise up, push into the arms, turn our gaze towards our thumbs, bend the knees a little bit more, float the feet forward, halfway rise, lower down, circle the hands up, and exhale the hands to the heart. Moving on into a little bit of shoulder work. Again, I'll turn around, give you a little more of a view. If you need a visual cue, circle the hands up towards the sky, open the palms, reach higher, standing forward fold. Halfway rise, lower down slow, skip the blocks on this round. Draw the shoulders above the fingertips. Lower down slow. Up dog or cobra. Plank. Draw our right hand a little bit towards our center line. Place the right wrist crease directly below the right shoulder, and let's open up to side plank. Vasisthasana is posed in side plank. The hips are floated up, slightly forward. The shoulders are opening. The heart is opening back. So it's a twist, a subtle twist in the spine. If this is a lot for you or not in your practice today, you're welcome to take a variation, almost like a gate pose, where the right palm, the right knee, and the left arch are in line. Again, we're lifting the hips up, so there's movement, energy from that outer left thigh lifting up and away, getting light. The right shoulder still directly above the right wrist crease. If you're in traditional Vasisthasana pose with the hips up, slightly forward, chest opening back, fingertips above the bottom wrist. Maybe we float the top leg up, the heels moving away, the thighs really working. And because there's always someplace else you can go, maybe we draw the knee towards the top elbow, pushing down, activating the obliques. Transversus, oh, it's working here too. Playing with our balance, smiling as we wobble. Place the left hand down, up and back, downward facing dog. Take another vinyasa here. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, shoulders come forward. Up dog, up and back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, straighten the arms. Turn our gaze towards our thumb tips. Put energy into our palms and the balls of our feet. Floating the hips forward, halfway rise, lowering down, hands to the sky and to the heart. Let's take Vasisthasana on the opposite side, circling the hands up towards the sky, open the palms, reach higher, standing forward fold, halfway rise, reaching down, shoulders come forward, up dog or cobra, downward facing dog. Let's find a plank. Roll over onto the left side. Again, the left knee can come down. Another modification is the right foot to step in front of our navel. We're pushing down into the right foot, activating pinky edge of the back foot. The hip is lifting up, the hands are lifting up, and the chest is open. Or if you're taking traditional Vasisthasana pose, let's make sure the core alignment. Left shoulder above the left wrist, right hand reaches up, hips are reaching up and slightly forward, shoulders reaching up and back, shoulder blades moving towards each other. If I activate those top fingers, hold on to the sky and maybe float the back heel up. Breathing, this is where we tend to hold our breath and really wobble. If you did it on the other side, maybe we play with our balance, play with our hips, play with our shoulders. Great job, yogis. Bring the palms down to the mat, lowering down, up dog or cobra, downward facing dog. Bend in the knees, turn our gaze towards our thumbs, reach those hips even higher. Pushing into the palms, the arms just got very strong. Float the hips forward, nice and quiet, beautiful. Halfway rise, lowering down. Hands to the sky and release. circling the hands up towards the sky. Open the palms, reaching higher, standing forward, fold. Halfway rise. Find your way to plank. Shoulders move in front of the fingertips, lowering down. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. On the inhale, we'll float the right heel up towards the sky. The right foot comes forward, the back foot spins perpendicular to the front foot. Let's all rise into warrior two. I can't talk. Virabhadrasana's pose. Brave, fearless warrior. The front leg is bent up to 90 degrees. Feel the pinky toe edge of the back foot really grip. Feet are our strong foundation. Draw the thumbs away from our chest. Thumbs come to the chest. Reach the fingertips away and long. Flip the back palm up to call for your spear. Now my back tricep tends to sink, so can I lift it up, extending the fingers, activating all 10 fingers. Turn our gaze towards that front hand. Roll the shoulders down and back. Legs are strong. Inhale, reverse the warrior. First the top hand reaches towards the sky, then back behind us. We can put our back hand on our outer thigh across our lower back. Nice little bit of extra twist here. Draw that top elbow even closer towards the sky. Fingertips towards our back leg. From here, we're going to move into extended side angle pose. The top hand comes down. You'll be on a block on the ground, on your ankle. The back of the right tricep pushing into the right thigh. The right thigh pushing equally into the tricep gives us leverage to open up that nice juicy twist here. Reach those tops fingertips up. Maybe we turn our gaze towards that top hand. We'll move into a reverse triangle, straightening the front leg. It's going to feel really good. The back hand goes down the back thigh. Front hand reaches up and back. Feel that space you're creating using in your right side body. We're going to move into triangle. Hands come out long. Draw the hips back behind you. Reach the right hand forward. Then lower the right hand maybe to the shin, maybe to a block. Top hand comes up. In your expression of Trikonasana, triangle pose. Since we're here, take a deep inhale. On the exhale, we twist. Left hand comes down. Right hand extends up. Revolves triangle. Legs are strong. There's a little bit of weight in the fingertips, but we're not dumping our weight into that left hand. And from here, a big hip opener I wanted to get to today is lizard pose, Utthan Pristhasana. We're going to pivot the back leg onto the ball of the foot. We're going to walk the right foot out towards the right edge of the mat. The right toes are going to be at a 45-degree angle from the heel. If you have a block or two here, where hands are on the inside of the right foot, the back hamstrings activated and moving back. First, let's draw the right knee towards the right shoulder. We'll really feel this in our outer right hip, outer right glutes. The back heel's moving away, the back leg's very active. Maybe we move our forearms down onto the block or onto a mat to make it more accessible. If the right knee is falling out, you're welcome to go onto the right edge of the right foot, creating a little bit more space, maybe walking our forearms down to that block. If you really want to make it more accessible, maybe you lower the back knee, lower the top of the back foot. Breathing into this deep stretch. We're here for a couple breaths. The muscles, the tendons tend to open a little bit. Maybe you have the access to put the forearms onto the ground. Maybe not, doesn't matter. Maybe the foot comes flat over time, maybe not. Just options. Another option, lower the back knee, float the bottom of the back foot up towards the sky. Start to feel it in the left quads. Maybe reach back for that foot. The big, deep hamstring stretch. It could be in your future. Let's pause for a couple more deep breaths here. Imagine you're sending oxygen-rich blood to the most tense, the tightest part of the muscle in your right hip. Every breath is bringing in everything your body needs. Every inhale, every exhale releases what doesn't serve us any longer. Let's walk up onto our hands. The back leg is extended. Pushing into the hands, float the left heel up towards the sky into a three-legged dog. Floating the left foot down. Inhaling our shoulders forward of our fingertips, lower down, up dog or cobra, up and back, downward facing dog. Walking our feet to our hands, standing forward fold. Might feel really good to come up on the balls of the feet and take that little curled up ball position again, squeezing our elbows, squeezing our thighs. Hands can be on the ground. You want to play with your balance a little bit. Hug both knees. Gently grasp each elbow, tuck our chin towards our chest. Then place the hands down, heels come to the ground and slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, circling the hands up towards the sky. And exhale our hands to our heart. Second side, you with me, yogis? Great. Circling the hands up towards the sky, open the palms, reach higher, standing forward fold. Halfway rise, find the ground, stepping back. Shoulders forward to the fingertips, lower down, up dog, downward facing dog, second side. Left foot rises, left foot forward, spin the back foot around. Let's all rise into your expression of warrior two. Bend that front leg to 90 degrees, feel the pinky toe edge of the back foot, really gripping, the legs are active, roll the shoulders up and back, extend the fingertips away from us, draw them towards our chest, extend the fingers towards the top and the bottom of the mat. Flip the back palm up, roll the shoulders up and down, lift the back tricep, extend the fingernails away from each other. Can we sink a little bit lower, turning our gaze towards that front finger. Inhale, reverse in the warrior, the hand comes up, the hand goes back, maybe even gently grasping the back of our head. Maybe the back hand across our lumbar spine, sinking lower, reaching taller, moving in all directions at once. Take a deep inhale here, and on the exhale, pivot forward, extended side angle pose. Woo! Reach the top hand up, fingers spread wide, open those shoulders. Bottom tricep, pushing into that bottom thigh. Equally as the thigh puts pressure on the tricep, turn our gaze maybe up towards the thumb, playing with our balance. What would feel really good right now is to straighten that front leg. Extend the right hip back in space. Oh. Let's find our reverse triangle first. Sorry about that. So with a straight front leg, the top hand goes up and back. The right hip does move forward a little bit. Both feet are firmly planted into the ground. Now let's go from reverse triangle to foundational triangle. Hands go long, right hip, now it goes back in space. Front hand reaches down towards that front thigh or the ground or a block. Top hand opens up. Take a deep inhale here. On the exhale, float the right hand down to the block or to fingertips on the ground. The left arm opens up wide. Draw the left hip back in space. The right leg is straight without locking the knee. Revolve triangle. Pavrita Trikonasana. Let's unwind. If you do have the blocks, this is a great way to play with them as we move into our Utthan Pristhasana, lizard pose. We come up onto the ball of the back foot. The hands can be flat on the ground. They can be flat on the blocks. The back leg is active, so the heel's moving away, the hamstrings lifting up. The left knee is moving in towards the left shoulder. Maybe we slowly come down to our forearms here on blocks. Still squeezing, nudging that left shoulder or left knee towards the left shoulder. If it's just too much, let the left knee open up. See how more open that feels when we're on the pinky edge of the left foot. Don't let the back knee sag like mine just did. Let the hamstring up, the heel moves back. The toes are pointing out 45 degrees, creates a little more space for the left hip. Maybe you try without the blocks coming down to the forearms, and it's fine to stay up here on our palms the whole time as well. You're still feeling that openness in the outer edge of the left hip, as long as we're activating the back leg, back heel. Maybe the expression of the pose allows us to come down to the forearms, breathing in through the nose, out of the nose, and these big, deep stretches. We never want to hold our breath. We can lower the back knee, lower the top of the back foot. We can float the bottom of the back foot up towards the sky. If it's accessible and you want a little bit of a quad stretch, reach the left hand back to the right foot. Draw it slowly closer toward the heel, closer towards the glute. It's a big, deep stretch in the right quad. A little bit goes a long way. Come back down to our forearms or the palms flat. Extend the right leg long. The knee can be down. Activate that back leg. Spending a little extra time in these big opening poses can really make a difference in our practice. Start to shift the weight into the hands so much that we can float the left heel up towards the sky into a three-legged dog. Turn our gaze towards our thumb tips, lower the back leg. Bend the knees. Push into the palms and the balls of the feet equally, floating our hips up towards our hands. Halfway rise, lower down slow, circling the hands up towards the sky, and exhale our hands to our heart center. Circling the hands up towards the sky, standing forward fold. Halfway rise, reaching down, stepping back to plank. Lowering down, shoulders in front of our fingertips, up dog or cobra, downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot up, right foot forward, left foot spins out 45 degrees. Let's all rise into warrior one. In warrior one, the hips can be pointed towards the front of the mat or slightly open towards the left. Front leg, we'd like to have bent up to 90 degrees. Let's bend and straighten that front leg. If you're feeling a little bit wobbly, all we have to do is expand our foundation by widening our stance. Sinking into warrior one, draw the elbows towards our spine. Let's come up onto the ball of the back foot. Interlace our hands behind our back. Okay, now whichever grip you just naturally took without even thinking, change the grip so the opposite thumb is on top. Bend the arms a lot, so much that the palms can be flat towards each other. Doesn't matter how much the arms are bent. Then draw the knuckles down, the pinkies away from our glutes. Start to shift forward and find an expression of warrior three. You can release the hand and place the hands on the ground if that makes it more accessible for you today. The front leg is moving towards straight without being locked. There's a tendency for the left hip to float up. Can we lower the left hip by activating the heel is reaching away, the hamstrings lifting up, the right foot's pushing down, the knuckles moving away and back. The knuckles are almost spotting us here, helping us to find balance. Now if we have a block, place it about 45 degrees and a foot away from our right pinky toe. Place the right hand down, the left hand reaches up. Start to straighten the leg a little bit more. The flying leg, the outer thigh is lifting up, the heel's moving away. Maybe we start out with our gaze on the ground, opening the shoulders, lifting that thigh up, pushing that standing leg down, opening those fingers, activate those fingers, reach onto the sky. Maybe we turn our gaze towards the middle of the room and start to feel wobbly. Maybe we turn it up towards the top thumb. The back of the neck's relaxed. If you'd like a little bit more here, maybe you grab the back foot. Now I can't reach my back foot in this variation of the pose, but if I draw the flying knee closer, the foot gets closer, I can reach back for the foot, then start to extend again, pulling that flying foot away, giving me something to hold on to, opening the hips. Whoa, don't fall in the pool. It can happen. Maybe the top hand floats up off the block, playing to strengthen our front leg. Wherever you are in the pose, lower the left hand, lower the left foot. Standing forward fold, nod your head yes, gently shake your ears side to side no. Halfway lift, lowering down, circling the hand up towards the sky. Man, do you feel that on your right glute? I hope so. I do. Let's take the opposite side, circling the hands up towards the sky. Open the palms, reach higher, pivot forward, halfway lift. Find our plank, lowering down, up dog, downward facing dog, left foot high. Come up on those left fingertips, there's more space. Step your back foot in, point the toes out 45 degrees, nice wide stance. Let's find our warrior one, Vasisthasana one, bending and straightening that front leg up to 90 degrees. Elbows moving back towards the back of the mat, maybe even towards our spine. Pausing, interlace the fingers behind our back. Now this time, the natural grip you had, the place you wanted to go the first time, let's use that here. Bend the arms a lot so that we can flatten the palms towards each other. Then draw the knuckles away to wherever extension you have is fine. The fingertips or the pinky fingers move away, the thumbs move away from our glutes. Square the shoulders towards the front of the mat. Start to come up on the ball of the back foot. Shift our weight forward into the left foot and slowly rise into warrior three. Again, if you need or would like to use blocks as a modification, that's an option here. Hands can be on the ground on the blocks or interlaced, like interlacing the palms, really using the palms or the knuckles to spot myself, lifting up, activate that back leg. Hamstrings are lifting up, heels moving away. Release the hands. Place a block or your hand on the ground about a foot out, 45 degree away from the left pinky toe. Be up on your fingertips, may create more spaciousness in the pose. Float the right thigh up. Outer edge of the right thigh is lifting up, the heel's moving away, the top hand opens, nice, big, juicy opening stretch. You've got this. Our gaze is at the ground, maybe towards the center of the room. Feels good on the neck. No crunching of the cervical spine. Maybe we look up. If you really want to play with grabbing that back foot, draw the right knee towards the chest. Float the foot up towards the sky, grab the top of the foot, push the foot into the hand into the foot. Start to straighten your left leg. You may come up lighter on the fingertips. Maybe the hand comes to the shin. Maybe it reaches forward. I ignore the side of the pool next to me? I think so. Doesn't matter if I'm 50 feet away from the pool or 5 inches. Balance is the same. Lowering that hand down. Coming out of the pose, both hands to the ground. Three-legged dog. Finding plank. Lowering down. Cobra. Let's come all the way onto our belly. Rock and roll our hips side to side. Bend the right foot. Extend the arms out like airplane wings. Bend your right arm so the right palm is directly below the right elbow and start to roll over onto your left shoulder. The right foot comes down behind your left leg, knee pointing up towards the sky. Nice juicy twist with a little bit of pressure. Should feel really good on your left shoulder. You're welcome to put your head on a block or a blanket. If it doesn't feel good to have it on the mat. The top hand can come up and across your lower lumbar spine. Maybe you even interlace the fingers behind you, extending the knuckles away. Point that knee up towards the sky. And let's slowly unwind towards the opposite side. Arms out like airplane wings. Bend the left leg, put the left palm underneath the left elbow, start to roll over. The left foot comes onto the ground behind us. The right ear can be on the ground or up on a block. Hand can come up, maybe behind our back. Maybe we interlace the hands behind us, extending the knuckles away. Left knee pointing up towards the sky. 2 more deep breaths here. And slowly unwind back to our belly. Draw both heels up towards our glutes, up and back, downward facing dog. Walking our feet to our hands. Turn around and slowly come down onto our back. Draw our knees into our chest. Rock and roll the length of our spine. And rocking up into boat pose, Navasana, another way to engage our transversus, start to work on our core a little bit. The hands can be on the ground. The hands can be behind our hamstrings. The knees can be bent. The knees can be straight. What's most important, we lift our sternum, maintaining the neutral curves in our spine. The heart is lifted. We're not sunk down here. Feel the difference. The heart is lifted. The navel's moving towards the spine. Maybe we extend one leg. Maybe we extend both legs. Maybe the hands come out wide. Maybe we play with the straddle. If we're here, we haven't done this for a while. Imagine there's that rope and wood ladder. We just have 30 rungs to get to the top. Extend those toes away from us, the heels away from us. If we inter-rotate the thighs, there's a little bit more to hold on to. When you get to the top, make the peace sign for victory. Draw the knees towards the chest. Yogi toe lock. Play with our balance, wobbling here. Using this as a moment to play with our balance, to smile if we fall. Extend the heels away from us. Over time, the legs will extend. In yoga, we build strength, flexibility, and then balance. It's all a progression. It all comes over time through dedication to our practice. Nothing happens overnight. Bring the bottoms of the feet to touch. Find butterfly pose. Gently flutter the knees up and down. I think we have time for just a little bit of core work. You up for that? Oh, I knew you would be. What do you know? Let's come slowly down onto our back. We'll do eagle, arm eagle leg crunches. The right arm is going to go over the left, and you can just cross it like this, or maybe you take the second part of the bind. Palms are flat towards each other. If the right arm is over, the right leg is under. Your legs can just have one cross, or maybe you take the double cross. We're going to take a deep inhale here, filling our belly with air. And on the exhale, draw the knees towards the elbows. Inhale down, exhale up. The direction is all that matters, not the distance. My elbows don't touch my knees. Some of yours may, some of yours won't. Doesn't matter. After 10, let's hold it at the top. I didn't say hold our breath. So continue to breathe in the crunch. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. And let's slowly release, unwind. Let the knees fall out, let the knees fall in. Let's take the opposite side. So this time the right arm will be under, the right leg will be over, and 1 or 2 binds. Take a deep inhale here, and we'll exhale 10 times. 5. And let's hold up here, continue to breathe. Maybe the knees just got a little bit closer towards the elbows. And slowly release, unwind all the way, extend the legs long, rock and roll the heels side to side. Great job, yogis. Place the feet flat on the ground, float the hips up towards the sky. Put the palms flat on the ground, draw the thumbs towards each other underneath our glutes. Walk our triceps underneath us. Float the heels up towards the sky as if have legs up against the wall. Then let's all lower the left leg down, the right heels up towards the sky. And a 4-count inhale will lower the left heel away. So the heel's moving away and down. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll exhale the heel up. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll inhale the heel down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more times. Let's all lower the right heel to the ground, rock and roll the heels side to side. Push that right heel towards the bottom of the mat, the toes are up towards the sky, the right leg is active. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, 4-count exhale, the left heel floats up towards the sky. Inhale, toes point down towards the ground. Exhale, heel up towards the sky. Inhale, toes towards the ground. 2 more times. Push the bottoms of the feet gently into the mat. Float the hips up. Let the knees fall to the right side, to the center, to the left side. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Should feel really good on the glutes, on the lower lumbar spine. Draw the knees into our chest, Again-Asana. Let's take happy baby pose. Grab the outer edge of each foot. Let's do half happy baby, so keep the right hand on the outer edge of the right foot, the left leg goes long, left hand behind our head. We'll do half happy baby crunches. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, draw the left elbow up towards the right knee or right toe. Inhale back, exhale, elbow moving towards that upper toe. Again, it's the direction, not the distance. Maybe after a couple rounds, the right knee lowers closer towards the outer edge of your chest or the mat. 5 more here. Take the left hand away from the back of the head. Draw both knees into the chest again. Appanasana. Happy baby. Both hands. Outer edges of both feet. Right leg goes strong. Right long. Strong and long. Right hand behind the back of our head. Take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, move the right elbow towards the left big toe. Inhale down. Exhale up. Just 5 more. Bring both knees into the chest. Great job, yogis. Draw the nose towards the knees. Take a deep inhale here, and on exhale, extend the heels away from us, but keep the bottoms of the feet touching. Find a supine Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. The knees are separated, bottoms of the feet touching. You walk your shoulder blades slightly closer towards each other. Just let the subtle weight of our knees continue to open our hips. We've done a lot of hip work today. Anytime we work these big joints, even if it's a little cool outside or the air on your skin feels cool, drink more water than you think. Move basically all parts of our bodies. Let's really drink a lot of water, rehydrate, flush any toxins from our system that we've released through our practice today. Place the bottom of the feet flat onto the mat, push each foot equally, lift up our hips, draw them over towards the right side, draw the knees up towards our chest, let the knees fall over towards the left. Supine twist. Move the right arm out like an airplane wing or up like a cactus. Turn our gaze towards the right fingertips. We want our right shoulder having connection to the mat below us. And adjust as needed, maybe drawing the left shoulder away. Creates more space for the right shoulder to come down. Now let's take our left hand and place it right on the outside of our hips that we were working in our lizard pose today. Now instead of pushing down, imagine we're drawing the hips towards the toes. So we're really creating a little bit extra space from our lower rib cage to the hips, all that soft connective tissue there. Should feel really good. It's just a draw. We're not putting too much pressure. We're just guiding the hip lower, guiding some openness and spaciousness on that lower right side of the body. Releasing the hip. Draw the knees up towards the sky, push into the feet, square the hips with our shoulders, push into the feet one more time, lift the hips up towards the left side of the mat, draw the knees up towards our chest, let the knees fall over towards the right side, extend the arms out like airplane wings. Maybe we walk our right shoulder towards the right so we have more space for the left shoulder to come down to the mat. Turn our gaze towards those left fingertips. Take the right hand on the outside edge of the left hip. Imagine we're drawing that left hip towards the bottom of the mat, towards our toes. Feel that extension, the extra spaciousness that you're creating where the lower rib cage starts to connect to the top of the left hip. Unwind slowly. Both feet are flat. Floating the hips up, squaring the hips with our shoulders. Draw our knees into our chest one more final time. Draw our nose up towards our knees. Take a deep, deep inhale here. And on the exhale, extend the legs long. Feet out 45 degrees or even a little bit wider. Palms open up towards the sky. Down, back of the hands is on the mat or the ground on either side of our hips. Maybe we walk our shoulder blades slightly closer towards each other. Should feel really good. Push the back of the head gently into the mat. Take a deep inhale in through the nose and open our mouth and sigh it out. Softly close our lips. Take the tip of the tongue to the top of the mouth. Move the mouth right behind the top two teeth and give it a gentle push. Release the tongue. Wiggle the nose. Without opening your eyes, flutter your eyelids. Furrow and unfurrow your brow. One more gentle nudge into the back of the head. Notice how the chin floats up. Notice all the parts of our body connected to the mat and to the ground below us. In this safe space, after you've done all this great work, can you give yourself permission to sink, to let go as we relax in Shavasana? We'll be here for 2 minutes, and I'll guide you out. Slowly, slowly, let's start to deepen our breath. Bring some movement to your fingers, movement to your toes. Gently roll your wrists, your ankles. On an inhale, extend both hands onto the ground beyond your head, pointing your toes, pointing your fingers, feeling as tall and spacious as you've ever felt. Slowly bring both feet flat onto the ground underneath our knees. Roll over onto our right side using our right bicep as a pillow. Pause here for 2 deep breaths. Place your left hand in front of your belly onto the ground. Close your eyes, tuck your chin to your chest, and slowly push yourself up, finding a comfortable seat. Bringing both hands to touch in front of our heart. Inhale up with pride as we feel the crown of the head float up towards the sky, and exhale humbly, our chin towards our heart, towards that inner light burning brightly within each of us. Yoga doesn't create this light. All yoga does is maybe through practice and dedication and breathing help this light burn a little bit brighter so we feel better, so we can share this light with ourselves, with family and friends, and complete strangers in the world around us. We'll seal our practice with one Om. Deep, deep inhale. Om. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Appreciate you joining me in this Okaiyoga class today. If you'd like updates when we post new classes, please subscribe to the Okaiyoga YouTube channel. Feel free to share this channel with friends and family that may benefit from a home practice or may like to add some variety to their home workouts they're currently participating in. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in person, but until then, you know where to find me. Take care.